Here is the truth: 99% of self-led data analysts fail. They fail getting data analytics job, not because they are not smart, but just because they're following the wrong path. And in this video, I'm going to show you how you can be among the 1% self-led data analysts that actually get a job after learning data analytics. According to Coursera and LinkedIn learners, most self-learners quit within the first few months because they don't know what to learn and the order they should learn it. So they go from Excel to Python to SQL. They don't know what comes next after what. And because of this, most self-learners, they know bits of many things, but they cannot solve real life problem. You see most self-learners, they struggle when you give them data sets to work on. They don't know what to do, but they just know bits of many things because they don't even know what to focus on, what is most relevant while learning data analytics. The second reason is lack of project experience. Recruiters look out for projects, not just certificates. But most self-learners, they are always focused on gathering certificates that they don't work on real life projects, and they struggle with applying what they've learned in a real life data. They watch so many videos on YouTube here and there, but to now apply these skills in working on a real life project, they struggle with that. So they end up not having a good project to present. Remember, I'm going to show you how you can actually be among the 1% of self learners that actually succeed. They just watch a whole lot of YouTube videos, a whole lot of videos. Most times they are not even done with one, they are jumping to another one. They see a free course here, they jump into it, and you see that at the end of the day, they cannot even apply those skills to solve a real life problem. They forget that learning data analytics is not just the skill, but is the thought process, is the thinking pattern, is the business acumen that you have or that you use that you need apart from the tools that you be learning. But they just focus on learning just the tools, which already leads them to failure. The third reason that 99% of self-learning data analysts fail is because there's no feedback or mentorship. This is the one of the most important reasons they fail. A study that was made on self-learners, they found out that 10% of self-learners fail because there is no accountability. So lack of accountability decreases their potential or the possibility of them actually finishing those courses. So because they don't have any feedback mechanism, nobody to correct them, nobody to check what they are doing and give them feedback on how to do it better, they tend to fade out, they tend to stop, they tend to get discouraged, they tend not to be the best. So this is one of the reasons why most self-learners fail. The fourth reason is that self-learners misunderstand the job market. They think that the only thing that is needed is just to learn the skills, which is not true. Most of these YouTube videos, I will say it and I will always say it, will not give you all you need to become a data analyst. They just teach the skills. They teach the tools. They just teach the tools. And you need more than the tools. I always advise people that already have a knowledge on data analytics to now go on YouTube to watch to solidify their skills on these tools. But not someone that doesn't know anything, that is just starting. Job recruiters are not looking for people that can use Excel or people that can use Power BI. They're looking for people that have business acumen. They're looking for people that know how to think critically as a data analyst, that know the thinking process and pattern that goes behind analyzing data. They look beyond knowing how to use tools. And all these YouTube videos, that is just what they focus on, knowing how to use these tools. That is why 99% of self-learning data analysts fail. They fail to get jobs because they don't learn the non-technical skills that might not be taught on YouTube. If you are my student or you've been in one of my classes, you will know that as I'm explaining to you on how to analyze data using these tools, I explain to you the thought process, I explain to you the critical thinking, I explain to you why what is done is done. If I decide to analyze this data, if I decide to find out more about this, more about a thing, I have a reason. Why am I doing this? Because when you're presenting your work to stakeholders, they'll ask you, why did you decide to use this kind of charts? Why did you decide to analyze this data this way? You should have your reason. So I usually teach them the thought process behind these things, which is what really make a data analyst. These tools is just what helps us to make our job easier. So that is why most self-learners do not get a job. And this thing I'm saying is not just based on assumption. It's based on facts. I did a personal project. I created a survey to and I sent out to the analysts in Nigeria to find out their employment status. And I found out that self-learners are the least people that get employed. People that learn by themselves, they don't usually get employed as a data analyst. People that usually get employed are people that learn from are people that learn from an organization. Let me say all these tech schools are people that learn from someone, mentorship, personal one-on-one, or someone that's already in the field that teaches them. These are the people that tend to get jobs because these people don't just pass the skill to you, they pass things that you will not learn on any course, things that you will not learn on YouTube. They will pass their experience working as a data analyst to you also. So this is why it's important to move into how you can overcome all these problems so that you can be successful as a self-learning data analyst. So about the mentorship part, you need to get a mentor. What most people do is that they make everyone their mentor. Yes. What I mean is that when you are learning, go on TikTok, go on LinkedIn and talk about what you are learning. Let's say you build a project, put it there, ask people to query you, ask people to criticize your work, ask people to tell you what you did or did not do right. People are going to correct you. People will surely correct you. That's one of the ways you can learn when you don't have any direct mentorship. And you can actually get direct mentorship. You can look for people that are doing well in this organization, reach out to them. But the thing is that it's usually difficult to like get their attention. So you have to find a way to get their attention so that they can stay on you. So get their attention and always tell them, ask them your problems, ask them questions for them to help you. When I started through a bootcamp. The bootcamp only taught Excel and Power BI. But then after that, after self-learning SQL, I didn't have any mentor. So it was a struggle. Even when I got my first internship, I struggled with it because I didn't have anyone to ask questions. Then I started to what? Pay for an SQL course. When I paid for an SQL course and I got close to the person that taught me, and that person is my mentor and is still my mentor to date because I could ask him questions, right? I was no longer lost. So if he's buying a course from that person, you're trying to get attention, buy a course from there and get a for life mentorship, buy a course. If you want to get a better future, you have to pay for it. Buy a course and get their attention so that they can start mentoring you. So you might not even buy all the courses. You can decide to buy just maybe Power BI course, or maybe they're just teaching non-technical skill. Just buy it or just find a way into their life. Let them mentor you. Do you get the easiest way? Just buy their course. That's the easiest. I even had to like pay for mentorship. Yes, pay for mentorship. This is one of the fastest way to get a mentor's attention. Now, about the roadmap to follow, you have to get a curriculum. I would have said if you have a friend that's into data analysis that have learned it, maybe learned from a bootcamp or something, you can ask them for their curriculum. Or so many people, send out their curriculum on Twitter, on LinkedIn, and so on. Fine, you can ask ChatGPT to generate a curriculum for you. Get a curriculum and work with it so that you'll be confused on what to learn. Maybe you see a video, say, oh, this is important, you must know this and data analyst, and you leave what you're learning and jump into it. You need to follow a curriculum and stick to it. It will reduce you, it will help make your journey faster because you're not jumping from one video to the other. Okay, so find a way and get a curriculum. All right. So now, about understanding a non-technical skill. Some YouTube videos can help you understand some of the non-technical skills, but maybe when you are done learning it and maybe you've got to your first internship, it will give you an experience. Or when you can now finally get a mentor, you can ask the mentor to help you and let you know the non-technical skills you need to learn. But some YouTube videos can actually teach you editor data storytelling, like how to analyze your data, how to choose the charts to use, how to communicate with stakeholders, to even understand the different stakeholders, that we have. Okay, how to do your presentation and everything. Some things that are not usually talked about on YouTube. Some people that are YouTube videos on it, but they are very few. I can't really remember one now. If I will try and find out any and put the link in the description. Okay. But then you will have to get someone that will teach you that. Or if you get an internship, it will give you the experience. Because some of these things are better learned when you're working. Are better learned as a real life experience. Okay. So these are the little things you can do. So you can be among the 1% self-learning data analyst that can actually make it and get a job after learning data analytics. I hope this video was helpful. Share it to your friends, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and leave a comment in the comment section. And I will see you in my next video. Alright then, bye till next time.